Mr. Chairman!
Mr. Potter?
I've waited long enough. I want to get to my real purpose. This institution isn't needed in this town. It competes with the bank and is a general nuisance to sound business practices. Therefore...
No!
Now wait a minute, Potter. No, you wait a minute. Peter Bailey was not a businessman. He was a man of high ideals, so-called. But ideals without common sense can ruin this town.
Ruin?
Of course. It isn't fair to the little people to go beyond their means. Like this. Arnie Bishop, the taxi driver. I happen to know he was turned down from a home loan by the bank, but here...
Now wait a minute, Mr. Potter. I handle Arnie Bishop's loans. You got the papers right in front of you. Income, insurance, collateral, and I can personally vouch for his character.
Ah, a friend of yours, George. You see, gentlemen, if you shoot pool with an employee here, you can borrow money. And what does that get us? A no-good, lazy rabble instead of working, thrifty class. All because starry-eyed dreamers like Peter Bailey stir them up and put impossible ideas into their heads. Now, who will second my motion to dissolve? Oh, I mean no disrespect, George, but your father...
My father started this penny ante building and loan? I'll never know. But just let me say that rabble you're talking about, well, they do most of the working and paying and living and dying in this community.
So?
Is it too much to have them work and pay and live and die in a couple decent rooms and a bath? Anyways, my father didn't think so. People are human beings to him. But to you, a warped, frustrated old man, they're cattle. In my book, Mr. Potter, my father died a richer man than you'll ever be.
I'm not interested in your book, George. I'm talking about the building and loan.
No, you're talking about something you can't get your greedy hands on, and it's galling you. That's what you're talking about. I've said too much.
Let's go, George. Let's go. It's quite enough, actually.
I apologize, gentlemen. You're the board. You can do what you want. But just let me say that this town needs this measly, one-horse institution to have some place where people can borrow a few dollars without having to call Mr. Potter. Come on, Billy. I got it. We're still in business.